Butterflies fill my spine, I feel myself getting hot again. Nerves rushing through my brain, yeah, they can't hear fire from the trees. You're standing by his side, red drops burning down your face. Getting real close now, baby. Holy fuck, I feel it with you. I lose self-control. Now I found that you're not one to hear me now. You got me on my knees begging for your lady. And like a fool to stand around and let you blame me. And I'm riding in the sky to the heavens like an
Hi, my name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a very special guest. Ryan Drew, this is for you. My friend Logan Winchester, who I met in a parking lot, and we were talking about wrestling.
How's it going,
And
Leo?
I booked him.
I am happy to be here, my friend.
All right,
I really
man.
am. Can I just say, I am digging the Eddie Guerrero shirt too.
Oh, yeah, I'm digging the Danhausen shirt.
Thank you. I know it's your personal favorite, so I had to dress up for it,
Yeah,
man.
love Danhausen. All right, so let's get right into it. Where did you grow up?
So I was born out in Iowa, and then my parents moved to North Adams, Massachusetts. And I was basically raised out there. So
Okay.
not the biggest like wrestling community out there. Like the neighborhood that I grew up in, all the kids loved wrestling. So we
Yeah.
had like our own independent wrestling thing. You know, it was a trampoline in case like with one of those above ground like swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
with, like the dock and the fence. Yeah, I've gotten one too many injuries from that.
All right. All right, so when did you first see pro wrestling?
King of the Ring 96. I was 2.5 years old.
Yeah, you remember the show? It was pay-per-view, right, or something?
Yeah, it was pay-per-view. It was the finale was Austin versus Roberts in the King of the Ring. That's the
Nice.
the Austin 316 promo,
Right.
which just turned 30 years old this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
30 years old.
I
man.
know everybody that I talk to about pro wrestling. I'm always like, I just hit the 30-year mark for
Yeah.
wrestling, and they're like, "What do you mean by that?" I'm like, I have been a pro wrestling fan since 1996.
54 years since 1972.
You see, now you got to grow up with my favorites, like watching my favorites.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We're gonna talk about
Oh,
them in
yeah.
a minute. So, seeing you at 2.5, you obviously didn't order the pay-per-view. Who did?
It was actually my dad's best friend,
Yeah.
John, who became my uncle after that.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. I miss him to this very day, but he's the one that I watch wrestling for.
Nice.
And I go to wrestling shows whenever they're in New England so I can keep his memory alive. I have, like
Nice.
a little necklace with some of his ashes in it. So I
Oh, that's
wear it to
awesome, man.
shows.
That's very cool. All right, so who were some of your favorites right
So,
away? Right
okay.
away.
Right away,
Yeah.
Danhausen.
Yeah.
I love Danhausen. Love Eddie.
Yep.
Raven, which we were talking about earlier.
Yes, we were. That guy's a genius.
There's so many, like Chris Candido.
Yeah.
Love Chris Candido. Shane Douglas, the infamous ECW
Yeah.
championship promo. And the loose cannon, Brian Pillman.
Nice.
I got it. Pillman with a gun. Greatest segment
That
on
was
Raw.
crazy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Monday Night Raw has been going on for 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, 36
More.
actually.
Yeah.
36
I was
because
gonna
no,
say.
33.
Okay.
It was 93.
Okay.
But funny thing, Raw started like 5 months before I was born.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
man.
I'm-
you're
I'm just-
younger than Raw.
A little bit younger.
Yeah, you are,
A
though.
little bit
That's-
younger.
yeah.
Yes, but
That's wild.
I know. So like wrestling is in my blood. You know. It's
Thanks to your uncle.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I love him for it.
That's awesome, man. That's a great story. It really is. All right. when did you go to your first show?
You're gonna hate me.
Why, it was just recently?
No, my first show was MSG 2000 for the Rumble. So where I was sitting, I was like 7 or 8 rows from the camera view where Jeff jumped off the taxi cab through the table with Bubba. So I was like really close to that spot, and so I've been to like 2 out of the big 4. I've been to SummerSlam when it was in New York, and then I went to the Rumble when it was in New York. So, need Mania and Survivor Series. Mania is the big one.
Yeah, no doubt. But you're right, I am jealous because I've always wanted to go to a show at MSG because, I mean, it's the mecca of the WWF or the WWF and the WWE. All 3 of them.
I mean, one of the greatest.
It's the mecca.
One of the greatest matches that ever took place. Bob Backlund versus the Iron Sheik for the title.
Yeah, Pat Patterson versus Sergeant Slaughter in a bloodbath. That was insane. But yeah, there was guys though that made like Kevin Von Erich wrestled in an opening match at Madison Square Garden before. David Von Erich did too, and a whole bunch of other guys would just bring him in for one match.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Very crazy how it used to be with wrestling now, and now compared to today. It's like a strict interview process, you know. You have to go through like several like decades of training to like be able to even be considered to be in WWE, or you need to be scouted at the right time.
Yes. And I do think though what I like about wrestling nowadays, for local guys, they can train at different places and no one gets mad at each other. Back 20 years ago, if you worked for a guy, he did not want you working for anybody else.
Oh, no.
But yet those guys wouldn't run enough shows for the guy to just work for him.
Like Kowalski's gym down in Mass.
Yeah, so, I mean, that was where it started. And a lot of his disciples are now opened up their own school. So it's pretty cool. All right, what about an indie show? When did you go to your first indie show?
That's actually a good question. I've been to like local indie shows.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
With like major talent.
Yeah.
Like out in like the Berkshires, because like the Pittsfield Suns, they used to always do like big time in the ring.
Yeah, big time wrestling.
Yeah,
they bring in big names.
Yeah, that's pretty much one of the first indie shows I actually went back to in college.
Right.
It was nice because I grew up out there and I was going to college out in BCC, so.
Nice. They're running in Everett on May 30th, and a lot of big names. Eddie Edwards is going to be there. Just a lot of Slick Wagner Brown's going to be there. So it should be a good show. I'm going. All right. So what's your favorite promotion before we get into the fan questions? We just got a couple.
I really like what New Japan is doing with bringing back the V4.
Yeah.
And just making that their main title again.
Okay.
And separating the global heavyweight championship and the world heavyweight championship, which should be, you know. I feel like New Japan strictly should be for the IWGP and the global heavyweight should be for everybody. You know?
Okay.
And then Ring of Honor's a close second. I love most of the talent on Ring of Honor.
Nice. I believe the Ring of Honor, when they first started, was their best locker room.
Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, Daniel Bryanson, AJ Styles, Xavier Woods,
Christopher Daniels,
Kazarian was in there for a little bit.
Xavier,
Eddie Edwards, Davey Smith.
Well, Eddie didn't come in till later, but yeah, Eddie was the world champion twice. I think he won the world championship twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Davey won, and then Eddie won once.
Right. Davey beat Eddie, right?
No, Eddie beat Davey.
Oh, okay.
Other way around.
One time, I think Eddie wrestled in a title match with a broken arm or something like that.
Yeah, that was in TNA.
Oh, that was in TNA. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
that,
right.
that was in TNA. I remember because that was with that was when TNA went to Impact Wrestling for that short period of time, and they brought back the 6-sided ring.
Yep. The octagon there. I actually never had a problem with that.
No,
that ring. I liked it.
I loved old school TNA, like back in the early
Yeah.
days, like when they first brought out the X Division title, the Ultimate X match.
Yep.
Monsters Ball. I love.
Dude, believe me, they had a good thing going for a long time with some really talented guys. And I mean, if you ask me, that's where AJ Styles had his best matches.
AJ Styles, Abyss. In my personal view, Kurt Angle had his best run over in TNA.
That could be, Kurt
Booker
Angle
T?
is so good.
Booker T had a great run in TNA.
Yes, he did. I'm
Jeff
grateful
Jarrett?
that he had the WWE run, too.
Jeff Jarrett, Christian Cage, Jeff Hardy, all those guys that came over from WWE, like, I'm glad to see, like, they're having, like, the promotion, like,
Right.
interchange. Because, like, for the longest time, it was like, okay, TNA was, like, the new WCW, and you had to be like, hey, I'm a strict TNA guy, or I'm strictly, like, a Raw or SmackDown guy. Because that was back at the time of the draft split, and it was like, okay, you're either Team Raw or you're Team SmackDown. And that was back when they were doing half the year SmackDown pay-per-views, half the year Raw pay-per-views.
Right. All right, let's get into the fan question. Joe Ferraro, because he obviously has seen that you've met a lot of superstars.
Oh, yes.
With whom did you have the best interaction with among the superstars that you've met? And I saw a lot of those pictures, and that's a pretty impressive list.
I think it's got to be Kenny.
Yeah?
Kenny Omega. I am a big fan of his work. Everybody asks me this question all the time. If you could show, like, if you could pull somebody off the street and show them one wrestling match, what would it be? Omega Okada at Dominion in 2017 for the title. When Kenny finally cashes in the G1 Climax title opportunity and takes the title from Okada.
Nice.
That. Always have a...
That's the one. All right, that's cool. Thanks, Joe. All right, Sean Badalaro. All wrestling fans have their gotcha story or match, the moment that made you a wrestling fan. What was yours?
Okay, so this is actually going to be a two-parter.
Yep.
All right? So everybody's obvious one is King of the Ring 98. Taker, Foley, Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
By God, he's been broken in half, you know? My second gotcha match was actually... Austin Michaels at 14 with Tyson in the ring. Or the third one is, because I grew up with the wrestling tapes, Piper versus Goldust and the Backlot Brawl.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, not that many people know this. They actually used footage from the O.J. Simpson leg chase for that.
Which that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
They showed Roddy driving in a white Bronco for a minute, and then they showed that.
But here's the thing. 3 days before the show, Vince was going to like every dealership in Hollywood trying to find a white Bronco just for that skit.
That's funny.
I watched the WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, and you know, like, it's the history behind some of these things.
Right. All right, that's awesome. All right, Maverick Wild, he's got two questions.
Shoot.
Every wrestler comes from somewhere, and unless it's some celebrity or sports figure jumping in to make some quick money, the wrestlers typically start off as fans. Do you ever watch and wonder if maybe you could have gave it a shot? It's a good question, man.
Actually, it is. Growing up in Western Mass, you know, there's not much things to do because it's all mountains and hills. Unless you like hiking, there's nothing really fun to do. So wrestling for my community was a big thing.
Yeah.
And all of us kids wrestling, you know, I was my company's, you know, heavyweight champion for like 6 times. You know, it was fun. I really thought I could do it. And in college, I gave it a try.
Yeah.
You know, out in Western Mass. I was trained for a little bit. My buddy James Witherall, shout out to you, bud. He trained me for a little bit, and yeah, I got into the ring for like one match, and I got the wind knocked out of me, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break. And then shortly after that, I moved down to New York and just never faced him up again.
All right. Mav's second question. How do you feel about celebrity wrestlers like a Bad Bunny, Jelly Roll, David Arquette, Logan Paul, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? What do you think about the celebrities that have joined wrestling? Some have joined it part-time. Some actually have even been full-time. Logan Paul.
We don't talk about Logan Paul.
No?
You know, I share the same first name, and everybody calls me Logan Paul.
Yeah, they do.
Not a huge fan of Logan Paul, but like we're talking like Drew Carey back in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Like some of these people that come in, and especially like when Raw did the guest,
the celebrity
yeah.
GM.
Seth Green,
Bob Barker.
yeah, all these guys came in, and
Yep.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yep.
who was before he was the backstage writer.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
So it was nice. I like having like social media come into wrestling because it's expanding the community more through different outlets in social media.
Right. Very
So
cool.
like celebrities endorse things, like with how John Cena is nowadays as an actor. He just released a video saying that he was going to be the host of WrestleMania this year.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. Obviously, Logan Paul has done well, as Bad Bunny actually did well too when he wrestled Damian Priest, and Damian Priest said he took it very seriously.
The match between Miz Morrison and Priest and Bunny, I was watching Van Fleet,
Right.
and I was watching the Morrison interview, and Morrison had stated Bunny was the one who came up with the idea for the Canadian Destroyer on the outside of the ring. And Morrison obliged it, and he says that was the greatest spot that he'd ever done.
Nice. That's awesome. And he's very, very good, John Morrison, man.
Nobody can hold a torch to John Morrison, like physicality wise and athleticism, you know?
He's very good, though. I will say that. He really is. I like him.
Starship Pain is one of the best finishing moves.
That's a
of the
very
game
good
right now.
finishing move. And I liked his tag team with The Miz. I did. I liked that tag team. They were good together. They played off each other. I thought they were really good together.
Early ECW Miz and Morrison.
What, the fake ECW.
Yeah, WWE ECW.
Yeah.
But like the newer Miz and Morrison was not a fan of.
Yeah, no, I liked him. I enjoyed him. I've actually enjoyed The Miz over the years strictly because he told the world he was going to be a WWE superstar. Then he went out and did it.
I remember watching The Miz on Real World, so it's like for those of you,
Isn't that awesome though?
yeah, for those of you who don't understand what Real World is, you know, that reality show. It's just crazy how he made that jump from reality TV to an actual wrestler.
And the bullying he took, being not kicked out of locker rooms, making them change in the bathrooms that the fans use.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
kicked off tour buses.
And he stuck it out. And look at him, man. He is the most must-see superstar.
I mean, his cutthroat promo that he did against Daniel Bryan.
Oh, that was
when
good. Yeah, they were in
Bryan
the
was
studio. Yeah, that was
talking
good.
smack. Oh,
That was
such
real
a good promo.
Good. Yeah.
That was like,
Daniel Bryan stormed off.
oh yeah, no, I remember that, but that was more like old school promo, like you don't see nowadays.
Right.
You know, that was more like,
I think he believed it too. What he was saying, he believed that Daniel Bryan took it easy. And, you know what I mean? I mean, went too hard and got himself hurt when he didn't have to. Because as the business said, I don't get hurt, and he wrestles hard. Obviously, not as hard as Daniel Bryan.
no,
Because that guy is, in my opinion, top 5.
yes,
You know what I mean? Top 5 for sure.
top 5 all time.
Yes. All right. Now we're just going to talk about things that you love. So we already did the what's your favorite promotion. How about favorite male wrestler of all time?
That's a tough one. Probably Dusty.
Dusty? Yep. All right.
The Starcade 86 Hard Times promo. Every time I'm feeling down, I sit down, I watch that on YouTube.
Nice.
Makes me feel a little bit warm and tingly, and I start getting teary-eyed, and I just...
Dude, I can remember being like 11, 12 years old, and Vince McMahon on the TV was saying, next week, Dusty the American Dream Road, and I'm flipping out, man. I'm like 11. I couldn't wait. You know, that next Saturday couldn't come quick enough. Same thing with the guy, Mil Mascaras, the same thing. They'd be like, oh,
my
Mil
God.
Mascaras is coming in next week. I'd be like, because, you know why? Because I was a magazine kid.
You remember
So
when,
I knew everybody. in
Remember
wrestling.
when Mil Mascaras was in the Rumble?
Oh,
and
yeah,
he eliminated himself?
Yeah.
Ah.
And most likely he did that because he didn't want to be thrown out by somebody.
Nor did he want to take the bump.
Exactly. I mean, it's real famous, the Mick Foley, Mil Mascaras WCW Clash of Champions match.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How about favorite female wrestler of all time?
Ooh, Bull Cannon.
Yeah.
Bull Nakano.
All right.
Bull Nakano, hands down. You sit me down in front of like vintage WWF and you play me a Bull Nakano match, it tends straight up there.
Nice.
I like the Japanese hard-hitting Saito
Yeah.
from the 90s and Bull Nakano. So glad she's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yes.
She deserves it.
She don't even look like herself.
No,
either.
she doesn't.
Lost a lot of weight and all that. But you're right, though. Bull Nakano was phenomenal wrestler.
I mean, look at Asuka. Like, look at her debut to look at her now. She
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah? Who's your current favorite male wrestler?
Friedman.
Yeah? All right, MJF.
I mean, like, my family's from Long Island, New York. So I during the summers, I would grow up there. So having somebody from, like, where I grew up during the summertime
Yeah.
be there, like, and when I was living down in New York, I was right down the road from Kurt Hawkins' Creative Pro Wrestling. So
Yep.
I would go there every week and I would watch the tapes and like I'd see MJF wrestle, I'd see Max Caster wrestle.
Yep. Anthony Bowens.
Well, Bowens
Chris
wasn't in.
Statlander.
Bowens wasn't in Creative Pro.
No?
No, it was only Caster. Caster was part of a group
No,
called.
Bowens was trained at Creative Pro. I know that for a fact because the first company he worked for was Wrestle Pro. And he was training at Creative Pro. Definitely.
That might have been after my time.
Yeah, maybe, but Bowens is definitely a Creative Pro guy.
Because, like, when I was there watching it, it was Statlander, it was Mark Sterling,
Yep.
Caster,
Yeah.
Bobby Orlando, MJF,
He's doing
you know.
really well, too.
Oh, my
man.
God.
Damn, is he good.
Have you seen, like, his funny Instagram, like, his personal...
No.
Dude's a genius. Dude's a comedic genius.
He always has Bobby Jr. with him.
Oh, it's so funny.
Always.
It's so funny because I went to Dynamite back in November and I got to meet Caster.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, I used to go to Creative Pro when I was living down in Queens. And he was like, oh, so you know my work? And I was like, yeah. And I looked at him and I go, yo, Grim Fierce Hawkins, face the facts. Which is it's a line from a song that he did while he was in Creative Pro. And he looks at me and he goes, man, there's always got to be that one person that brings up the Shook Crew. Why do you got to be that guy? And I'm like, dude, Shook Crew was like comedic gold.
It was good. It was good. So was it Max Caster and Bowens. They were really good too. Max Caster rapping all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Then they had a falling out. Like I heard they had a real falling out in real life. Like something happened between them.
Well, before the show at Dynamite, like Superstars came out to the back like they normally do, and Bowens and Caster both came out, and they were like literally separated.
Wow.
Like,
wonder why.
Their spacing was just like so different, and their energy towards like one another. Like you could feel the animosity between them. So it's not like scripted. It's like shoot. This is a shoot hatred towards one another.
It's crazy, especially when they got along so well for a long time. All right, current favorite female wrestler.
I'm going to say either Timeless Toni Storm or Marina Shafir.
Really? Marina Shafir?
I actually liked her work in the UFC.
I don't like her at all. But that's cool, She has a fan, at least.
It's funny because when she was at the arena, she was walking in through the back and she had her mother with her, right? Everybody's calling out for Marina. She's ignoring all the fans, and her mother's staying behind talking with some of the fans, and she, all of a sudden, all you hear her yells, Marina, are you really going to leave your fans over here waiting to say hi to you? And then she comes down and she's signing belts and everything, and people are getting pictures with her, and she gets to me and I'm like, thank you, I know that you really don't want to do this. And she goes, yeah, you're kind of lucky because, if my mom wasn't here, I wouldn't be doing this.
Jesus, that's wild. That is wild. So you've already said you went to pay-per-views. You already told us who they are. What do you have for any wrestling-related merchandise besides a T-shirt? What else do you have? Figures?
I have plenty of figures.
Yeah.
But my most prized possession is a Matt Taven-owned Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship belt.
Nice.
The big gold style.
Yeah.
I took that with me down to Dynamite, and I had a bunch of Ring of Honor and AEW stars sign the back of it.
Nice.
So I got Hangman Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, Mercedes Moné, one of the Gun Boys, Caster and Bowens,
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I got Marina, and I also got Roderick Strong, so married couple on the belt.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, very cool. Roderick's really good, too. They don't use him good enough, in my opinion. He's better than how they use him.
I mean, the match they had with Adam Cole and Ring of Honor was...
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm talking about Tony Khan.
I know. They gotta bring him... They gotta use him more.
Maybe use him the way. I feel it's bad for a guy like Jay Lethal, who's better than half that roster, and he loses every match.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to phase out of Jay Lethal, which is kind of stupid because...
Guy's talented, man.
Talented, and he's a gold mine. Does the best wrestling impressions out there.
Absolutely. Does Macho in the Nature.
The Nature Boy promo on TNA.
Oh, that was back and forth, the woos. Woo! Woo! And Ric Flair's getting back. Woo! It was awesome, man. It was awesome. And his Savage is spot on.
Oh, yeah.
Black Machismo. That was a great gimmick in TNA. That was great.
The Feast Your Fired match where Machismo gets the title shot, the tag title shot, and he and Consequences Creed go after the titles. One of the best runs. Other than his X Division stuff.
Right.
Or his TV title run in Ring of Honor.
Nice. Hey, Consequences Creed, guys, is Xavier Woods, just in case they didn't know.
And if you're more niche and you just watch Up, Up, Down, Down, and you don't really watch WWE, it's Austin Creed.
Austin Creed. There you go. That's exactly. All right. He's really good. I liked him from the first time I saw him wrestle.
I met him last year at PAX East.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was...
well, of course he was at that
Well, here's the thing.
gaming convention,
Here's the thing, right? The ending of PAX East on Saturday for the show floor, it was Kenny versus Xavier in a Street Fighter II Ultimate Gaming match, right?
Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods, was that the thing this weekend?
No, not this weekend. This was last year.
Okay, last year.
Kenny and Adam Cole were there to promote the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy crossover.
Well, I know Kenny's a big gamer, too. He's a huge, I do know that. And obviously, we know Xavier Woods is, too.
And Adam Cole is, too.
Right.
I follow him on Twitch, Chugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, he's currently playing Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and he's close to see.
That game sounds hard.
I haven't played it yet, and my friends are trying to spoil it.
You know what I can't do with I can't do the double joystick. I can't. But then again, I'm old too.
Give me WCW versus NWO
Yeah.
on the N64.
Yeah.
Any day.
Who's your favorite to use then?
Raven.
Raven, yeah.
Raven or Diamond Dallas Page, man. Gotta love DDP.
Listen, DDP does so much stuff for people that need it, man. He's an incredible guy, man.
He is going to be at New England Fan Fest.
Yes, he is.
And Seahawk
Yes,
in
he
May.
is. Yep.
And I already
Are you
got
going?
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
I'll probably see you there. Me and my buddy Dave's going.
I've got 2 things signed by Diamond Dallas Page. I have his autobiography, the first one.
Yeah.
It's not personalized, but it is signed.
Right.
And then I have a picture of different landscape pictures of DDP, like him giving a diamond cut or him holding up the world title, and it's signed underneath. I'm going to bring the picture with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have him sign it again on the glass, but this time I'm going to have him inscribe it to me.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. But like I said, he does so much great stuff for people, man. It's amazing. I mean, he just helped Butterbean. Guy could barely walk.
Lex Luger.
Oh, look, yeah. But then there's other guys that we don't even know. Like, we don't even know their names that he's helped.
Right?
You know, he's a good dude. He's definitely a good dude. All right. What's the best thing going in wrestling right now? And I'm looking at one of them.
Yeah.
I am definitely looking at one of them.
Before I got here, before I left, I was scrolling through the Facebook page for WWE, and I saw that Danhausen and CM Punk were backstage signing pictures, and Danhausen pops up and he's like, "Oh, I'm Danhausen. I'm now number 1. I'm now number 3 guy on the list. We have John Cena. We have Pepsi Phil.
Now we have Pepsi Phil. I
and now
love
we have
that.
Danhausen, and then you see Punk in the background reach for his wallet, pull out $20 and throw it down on the table. Danhausen's like, "Oh, $20, better than $1." And then Punk walks away, and then you can hear it in the background. He goes, "Stay away from me."
But in real life, I guess Punk really likes him. Punk is actually the one that really tried to help him get into WWE. I guess Punk went to Triple H and was like, "You really should have this guy. The guy's got to be great for business."
Dude got signed to AEW when he had a broken leg.
Yeah.
You know, the original spot for him to come out was supposed to be during the Cody Guevara ladder match.
Really?
Yeah. If they didn't do the Adam Cole Orange Cassidy match, then it was supposed to be Danhausen coming out and cursing Sammy.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be his big debut.
Right.
But at that point in time, things changed because that was when Cody was leaving to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
And they wanted the title. They wanted the Guevara to have the title, so they ended up changing plans. And you know, I think Danhausen coming out to Adam Cole and cursing him, best decision.
Dude, I just love how you're cursed.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of like Jericho with all he had to do was, at that one time, all he had to do was click the pen and the people popped.
oh yeah.
You know, that was really, really good stuff. All right. Another guy that I think is good for wrestling, good thing going right now, is Penta.
Yeah, the Lucha Libre community being acknowledged, you know. I mean, I believe the last 3 Intercontinental Champions were luchadors.
Nice.
I mean, with with Dominic Mysterio,
Yeah.
Pentagon, and who did Dom take the title off of?
Did he take it off of El Maricano?
No, he didn't take it off of Grande
Okay.
Americano.
I don't remember.
Although, to me, that is one of the greatest things going right now.
Yeah? All 3 of them.
All 4.
There's a 4th? Yes, there is. You're right. No, you're right. Because
You have Gable.
Yeah, right.
And
Kaiser.
spoiler alert for
You're
anybody
right.
who doesn't know, you got El Grande, the original El Grande Americano, which is Chad Gable.
Chad Gable.
Best underrated wrestler of this
He's
generation.
awesome, man.
Fucking love Chad Gable. Oops, sorry.
All right. Sorry. Don't bleep it out. Don't worry about
And then you have Ludwig Kaiser.
it. Yep.
And then you have, which is a sad thing because this is the only thing they have going for them, is Pete Dunne
Yeah.
and Tyler Bates.
Yep.
You know, British Strong Style can make a comeback, go off the tag titles.
Hey, they're making the best of it though. You know what I mean? They really are. And I love Kaiser. I even liked him before he put the mask on. I did. I liked him. And I think it was the right thing to do. If they were going to drop one of those guys, they picked the right guy to hang on to. And drop the other guy. I don't even remember his name. Do you?
What do you mean?
Kaiser's
Vici.
There you go. Yep. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, no, but with Kaiser, I feel like his best days were back in NXT.
Right. Okay.
With the whole Imperium, you had Kaiser, Vici, who's that? He was in Sanity for a little bit.
Eric Young?
No, not Eric Young. It wasn't Killian Dane. It was.
I don't remember. I don't remember who was in the group.
It was Dane, Young, Cross, and then somebody else, and I can't remember who it was.
Right.
It would come to me out of nowhere, and then Gunter. I can't. We're gonna go back. We're gonna Walter.
Yeah,
Right,
Walter.
proper.
He was a lot heavier then when he was Walter.
Doesn't matter to me. He will always be Walter.
There you go. All right. So let's talk a little about some of the matches of WrestleMania that's already been announced. So we do know we got Roman Reigns going for Pepsi Phil's title.
Punk is family.
Yeah.
He's my dad's half brother's son. So
Okay.
Punk is my cousin.
All right.
So I gotta go with Punk.
Okay. Then we got Liv Morgan going after Stephanie Vacar's belt that I love Stephanie Vacar.
The only worthwhile match for this card so far has got to be Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacar.
It's going to be a good match. I
The
can't wait to see it.
storyline that they have going on, I feel like Raquel is going to get involved somehow and cost Liv the title.
Okay.
And then it's going to explode, and Judgment Day is just going to implode, and then McDonough and Dom are going to go off their separate ways. Roxanne is going to go with Raquel. Liv's going to go off and do her own thing. You know, I feel like that's going to happen.
All right. I'd say you never know. It could happen. All right. So right now, and I'm thinking that they may not be back for WrestleMania. I know one of them won't be back. Bronson Reed won't be back.
No, Reed's out with, he just had surgery.
Right. But I'm wondering if Braun will be back in time for WrestleMania. They haven't talked about him having any match or anything like that. They haven't brought him up at all.
Well, funny thing is WWE leaked footage of Paul Heyman, excuse me, Paul Heyman walking into MSG with a masked person.
Yeah.
Which was just about the height and build of Breaker, so.
Nice. I hope he comes back. I'd like to see him at Mania.
I would too, but I would much rather see him in like a mid-card match right now. Because when he got hurt, he lost all of his momentum going towards the World Championship.
Yep.
All right? Because honestly, him versus Seth would be killer.
Oh, for sure.
I honestly think that Seth is going to try and weasel his way into the world title match.
That would definitely be a Seth Rollins move.
Rematch clause for when he vacated his title.
Yeah.
He has heat with Punk. He has heat with Reigns. He has heat with the Usos.
Right.
Okay, now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what Subway Mania is?
Subway Mania. Nope.
Okay, so this is something that I really want you to look up when you get home, and this is for everybody else too. It's Subway Mania. It takes place in New York, and it's all these wrestling cosplayers having wrestling matches on the New York City subways.
Okay.
Like, they've had people impersonate Chyna, the Dudleys, Edge, Booker T, Seth Rollins, Macho, Rikishi.
Right. Now, are these people wrestlers or they're not? They're just cosplayers?
They're indie wrestlers.
Nice.
Like, they're all New York wrestlers. Like, the Machoverse, who just had a very, very, like, big feud with Chronic
Yeah.
from WCW.
I liked Chronic. They didn't get a really fair shot in
No.
the WWE.
You want to know what was funny was the Machoverse teamed up with Jay Lethal
Oh, yeah?
for a match with Chronic.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. I got some more questions.
Go for it.
All right. What's your favorite faction?
Come on, man. Oh, that's so hard.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's easy for me. Special K, Ring of Honor. And that's mine.
Man, I gotta go OG Bullet Club.
Okay? All
gotta
right.
go
With
OG.
AJ or Finn leading the way?
Finn leading the way. Like when Bullet Club first came in.
Yeah.
Like this was Finn, Gallows, Anderson,
Yeah.
Takahashi, Bad Luck Fale, and the Bucks. You know,
Yep.
before Kenny got involved, before AJ got involved, Jay White. You know, all
Right.
David Finlay. Jesus.
So, I forgot about a match I wanted to bring up from WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi.
Oba.
Love Oba.
Oba's gonna take it.
Did you see when Oba nailed him on Raw? And did you see what Brock had to say? Brock's laid on the ground and says, "Put your foot on my
Yeah.
chest." You know? Which is great because that means Brock has no problem doing business.
No, and Brock has no problem with putting Fema over.
Yeah, we shouldn't because the guy's a beast. You know, he is the next Brock Lesnar. Granted, I know he really is the first Oba Femi, but it's gonna kind of remind you of a Brock Lesnar. That's the way I feel he's gonna be booked.
The way that they're booking Femi right now is reminiscent to when they first had Brock come in. When he came in
Yeah.
during that battle royale and speared Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
That just speaking of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
The chair shot that he took from the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, that was nuts.
You know, he told Matt and Jeff before that match, bring it on.
Right?
Bring it on.
What about that chair shot? The receipt Stevie Richards threw to JBL. Wrapped that thing around his head, gave
See,
him
now,
like
here's the
18
thing.
stitches.
Here's the thing, all right? My two favorite pay-per-views I've ever been to are New Year's Resolution 06 at the Albany Arena in Albany, New York.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why?
No, yeah, why?
The Elimination Chamber, Edge coming out and cashing in for the first time. Because at that time, I loved Edge more than
Right.
I loved Cena, right?
Yep.
Best night of my life. To that point.
Right.
5 months later, my birthday happened. My grandmother surprised me and my cousin with tickets to the Hammerstein
Nice.
for ECW One Night Stand.
Right. Yep.
So
if
within
Cena wins, we riot.
So within the time span of 6 months, less than 6 months,
Yeah.
I saw John Cena lose the WWE Championship twice to two different cash-ins.
Nice. That's awesome. That really is awesome. All right. What's your favorite tag team of all time?
Okay, so I like the athleticism tag teams. I
Yeah.
like the high-flying tag
Yeah.
teams. So I'm going to give you like a very niche tag team, and I'm going to give you a popular tag team,
Okay.
right? My very niche tag team is Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Yep. Great tag team.
SmackDown.
Yep. Great
Met
tag
Brian
team.
Kendrick. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Man and Bull too. Paul London is a really nice guy too.
You know that guy's got over 7,000 deliveries on DoorDash?
Who did?
Paul London.
Wow.
Yeah.
He ordered or he delivered
He
them.
delivered 7,000 DoorDash deliveries.
Wow. Hey, good for him. He's a hustler.
He did that during COVID.
Yeah. He's a hustler.
Yeah. So that's my niche cosplay.
Yep.
My popularized tag team is the Bucks.
Okay.
Bucks, FTR, or the Briscoes.
I love the Briscoes. I can't say the same for the Bucks. That's just me. You love them, I don't.
I like their New Japan work.
Okay.
Like their early stuff, like the New Japan,
Right.
Ring of Honor, and then here's something: Generation Me,
Yep. TNA. Yep. TNA.
When they went up against the Guns, that match.
Nice.
In my eyes, that was a 5-star.
Okay. Dave Meltzer. He's given 5 stars to a lot of matches lately. And for years, he didn't give out any. So, all right. So, real quick. What about your current favorite tag team? Is it the Bucks?
No. It's actually not the Bucks. And I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, actually. It's Brodito.
Oh, Bandito and Brody
King.
Clay. Yeah. Brody King. Yeah, I'd say Brody Clay.
I am a huge Brody King supporter. You know?
Yep.
Forget Ice. So it's like, I support Brody King.
Yep. Brody King's a big dude, man. Big dude.
He was walking up the side stairs behind the Guinness Arena with Dalton Castle and Bandito when I went to Dynamite, and I saw him, and I yelled from the parking lot, I'm like, Brody King, her, and he looked at me, and he,
Nice.
best reaction ever. I love Brody King.
All right. Who is the top talker right now?
Dude, that's got to be my guy, MJF.
He is incredible.
On the mic,
Punk's really good too. But MJF is on fire right now.
On the mic, in the ring, on the road,
incredible.
out in public. This man has it all.
Yeah, he
The
does.
swagger, the charisma, the athleticism.
Yep. It's incredible, man. And he could sing.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kidding. He remember you saw Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
And he sang You Are My Sunshine. And he sang it the way only he does, because nobody really sings that song that way, the way he sang it.
No.
He was like singing it opera style.
And the funny thing is, Rosie O'Donnell asked him what he wanted to be before the show.
And he
He's
told
like,
her.
I want to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we don't really like that. Say you want to be an opera singer.
Yeah, and then he said wrestler too, though, right after. That was awesome. He was 6 years old, and he already knew what he wanted to be.
I knew what I wanted to be at 6 years
incredible.
old.
Yeah?
I wanted to be a pro wrestler at 6 years old because at 6 years old, that was the height of the Attitude Era. That was like, I was born in 93. So like 99 was like the Steve Austin got hit by a car, and then that led into like the 2000s with Triple H taking the title.
Yep.
And then led to Kurt Angle and the Armageddon six-man Hell in a Cell. Great match.
Yes. Very good match.
Just
All right. If you could bring back one wrestler for one more match, who would it be?
Paige. Diamond Dallas Page.
Okay. Nice.
I want to see like peak Diamond Dallas Page, like 97, 98, like when he won the world title.
Yeah.
I want to see that era Diamond Dallas Page go up against Psycho Killer, Randy Orton.
Yep.
Back in 2009 when he was just like deadpan and he was just punk kicking everybody.
Right.
I want to see those two go up against Battle of the Diamond Cutter. Which is better, Diamond Cutter or RKO?
Yeah, both of them are great moves.
My finisher in 2K, whenever I play any WWE 2K game, is the Power Bomb Diamond Cutter combo that DDP did on Eddie Guerrero.
Okay. Nice. Who is the most underrated wrestler right now? And then follow it up. Who was the most underrated wrestler 10 years ago?
Underrated wrestler 10 years ago was Kofi.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. That man was supposed to get a title run, a world championship run in 2009. It took him a decade.
Yep.
A decade to recover.
It did.
And he, multiple time U.S. champion, multiple time IC champion, multiple time tag champion.
Yep.
Dude was amazing. And then the most underrated wrestler nowadays, yet again, I'm going to get a lot of heat for it, is Ricky Saints.
Okay.
A lot of people don't think that Ricky Saints can kick it in the main card. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because when he was in AEW, primarily FTW champion
Yes.
and tag champion, didn't really go after any other title, but like he on the indies, very powerful person.
He's a talented kid. There's no doubt about it. You know, and I would imagine he's going to win the NXT title soon.
I mean, he does have a match against him at Stand and Deliver before Mania.
So, I mean, I can't see them not putting the belt on him. That'd be kind of foolish, if you ask me, if they didn't.
I'm hoping.
You know, strike while it's hot. You know? All right. So let's just talk about AEW.
Okay.
All right. So one of my favorite tag teams just got signed by them. Buster and the Brain. Alec Price and Jordan Oliver.
I am a fan of Jordan Oliver. I followed him on the indies. GTS, Grimm's Toy Show in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Very, very famous YouTube wrestling company, right?
Yep.
Jordan Oliver got his start on there.
Oh, nice.
Along
I
with
did not know that.
Max Caster, JC Mateo, not JC Mateo, oh my God. I can't remember what the heck his name is right now.
It's all right. We got other names to talk about.
I mean, Jimmy Rave was on there.
Jimmy Ray was a good dude. God rest his soul. I was sending him money and people were telling me, you know, I don't care. It's not your money. It's my money. If I want to give it to him, I'm going to freaking give it to him.
It's like people with Nick Gage.
Right? And I knew Jimmy from the old Ring of Honor shows I hated. He's a great dude, man. Really good guy. And guess what? Sometimes people get a little messed up, guys. You know what I mean? They could use your help, not a put down.
Nope.
You know, you could use a hand. All right. One of my least favorite AEW wrestlers, Jack Perry.
I love Jack Perry. I love Jack Perry. I love Jurassic Express back when it was him, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
God, remember Marco Stunt?
Yeah.
Car salesman now.
Really? All 5'4" of them.
Yeah. He does comedic videos at his car dealership in North Carolina on Instagram.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's nice to see that he actually found a career afterwards. But Jack Perry and Luchasaurus got to meet them
again, right?
Got to meet them.
Oh, nice.
At Dynamite, super nice person.
Right.
I even went up to Jack. I was like, dude, I remember growing up as a kid. Watched your dad.
Yeah.
Changed my life. Beverly Hills 90210 was.
Right. All right. One of the best young and upcoming wrestlers in AEW right now is Kyle Fletcher. Any thoughts on Kyle Fletcher?
I'm a big old United Empire fan. I like the old school United Empire.
I have no idea what that is.
United Empire was the faction that that Will Ospreay had in New Japan. It was Kyle Fletcher, his tag team partner, drawing a blank here, but like it was T.J. Perkins, Jeff Cobb, Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis. That's it. Mark Davis. All different nationalities in New Japan. They created the United Empire.
Okay.
When Will came over, he brought the United Empire, which was Kyle Fletcher and United and Mark Davis, over from New Japan. That's the big whole off camera, the whole look, mate, the cleaner. You've been gone for 2 years, and what's the matter, bro? You're wearing a shirt. What's the matter, bravo? The abs gone. You know?
Yeah.
That was when Kenny came back from diverticulitis.
Yeah.
That was Kenny's first like off-camera promo, and very powerful stuff.
Yeah, oh, absolutely it was. How about a guy that changed up his gimmick, and I absolutely love it? Leo Rush. Have you seen his new stuff?
Oh,
it
yeah.
reminds me of the little dude in Lord of the Rings.
Gollum, yeah.
Dude, it really reminds me of him. I love this gimmick because he's so talented. But even all that talent wasn't getting him anywhere. So he tried something different.
I think like he let his inner demons out,
Yeah.
which is like what he should have done to begin with, because Leo Rush is powerful.
Kid's incredible. Dude.
Small guy.
Incredible.
Small guy, great in the ring, great on the mic.
Yep.
To have him like unleash his demons and show us what he can actually do.
Yeah.
Gold. Match against Tommaso Ciampa though.
That was really, really good. Ciampa could go.
Ciampa's first match in AEW wins the title.
Yeah.
So the way that they're doing the TNT title is kind of like how they did the Intercontinental title back in the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Where it was like short 14 to 30-day reigns for each champion. You know, that's how Jericho got 9 times as the Intercontinental champion.
He was a good champion, though. He really was. Yeah. How about the women tag team champs over there? Divine Dominion, Megan Bain, and Lena Cross.
Megan Bain is a very powerful woman.
She's a star already, man. She looks like a star.
She deserves the title. I mean, they took it off the Babes Wrath a little too soon.
Yeah.
You know, because they just decided to make the Women's Tag Team Championship at the beginning of the year. No, middle of last year. So it's like, you're going to give them like a short 3-month reign? What's up with that?
Right. I went to a couple of GCW shows in Connecticut, and her mom was sitting right next to me, both shows. Not right next to me, but close. And she's beautiful, too. She really is. All right, last name, Hook, who I absolutely love. I love Hook.
You gotta love Hook. I'm glad that he's in the ops again. You know, he was taken out on injury, and then he was replaced with Hobbs for a little bit, and now that Hobbs is gone, he's back in.
Right.
Really happy with the ops and how they're going right now. Katsuyori Shibata.
Yeah, he's a star.
Oh, yeah.
Shibata. Big time. All right, we got 20 seconds. How about the Beast Mortis? Or Colt Cabana.
Hi, Colt Cabana. How you doing?
Colt's a good dude.
Oh, yeah. Super nice guy.
Yep. He really is. All right. Listen, Logan, thanks for coming on, man. This was fun. It was a fun chat. Guys, we're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.